Hey everybody, it's Shizuk and welcome back to Breaking the Deadlock. Today we're trying to figure out how to turn your basic movement that you have right now into advanced movement. We're going to show how to chain together the basic pieces of movement such as dashes and slides and stuff like that into advanced movement that's going to allow you to navigate the map more efficiently. This is going to assume that you know the basics of Deadlock movement and the options that you have available to you, and we're going to show ways that you can chain together the basic pieces of movement into advanced movement. The outcomes of learning stuff like this is that you're going to be able to navigate the map more quickly, you're going to be able to chase down your opponents more efficiently, and you're going to be able to escape opponents that aren't abusing these mechanics. All right, let's get into the first piece of movement tech. The first thing I want to get into is dash jump sliding or bunny hopping. And essentially what this is after dashing, you can hold slide to move, right? You can hold slide to extend that. And what you can do with that is extend that even further with dash jumps and even hopping after while sliding. So here, I'm going to show you what it looks like. That's a large span of movement for 2 stamina bars, right? We just made it from there to here quite easily. And note, I'm playing with fast stamina on right now, but that's not going to affect the actual distance that we're traveling. It's just going to allow me to quickly move from topic to topic. So to execute this tech, all you need to do is do a normal dash jump, hold crouch in the air, and press space while holding crouch the whole time. So I'm going to show that again. Keep an eye on the top left and take a look at what's going on. It's easier for me to show it than to narrate it. Just like that. And you don't want to let your slide burn too long at the end. It's going to slow you down if you let it ride too long. But that's essentially the meat of it, is you want to extend your dashes with slides. Whether that just be a basic dash you can extend with a slide, or even a jump dash that you can extend with a slide. So note that this tech cannot just be done forwards, but also backwards. Just like that, it's the same exact inputs, it's just obviously holding S instead of W. But it's the exact same thing, and it can easily translate into movement while looking the opposite way. And how is this useful? Well, if we're getting chased by someone, we can be shooting them the whole time. And of course, it works sideways as well. So not only do I notice that people sleep on sliding, but they also aren't using it on ramps and staircases as well. And I mean, this seems pretty basic at the core of it, but I see people never touching it when it comes to laning, when it comes to later in the game. And this really allows you to traverse the map more quickly. If we take, for instance, we're standing right here and we want to get to the middle of the arch, right? We want to get down there. If we have basic movement, we do this. Maybe we slide here. That's 3 stamina bars that we just used to get here. Well, I want to show you that you can do it in 2, and you can do it more quickly, like this. And of course, while sliding, you get infinite ammo. So I feel like for heroes like Haze that are magazine dependent and ammo limited, it's really good to build this into your kit and make sure to slide to extend your magazine while going on someone. It's going to let you do more damage, which means more kills. And I'll also use this to farm camps at the same time. I will slide down ramps to extend my magazine. Another mistake that I noticed new players making is that when they're trying to do their dash into slide, they don't time it right, and they actually end up doing it too early. If you didn't know, you can cancel a dash with a slide, like this. So I started to dash, tap slide, and it stops my momentum. But what new players will do is they'll start their dash and they'll slide after, thinking it's going to keep them going. But rather, what they should be doing is letting the dash animation play out and then sliding at the end of it. Otherwise, you're going to end up canceling your momentum too early, and it's going to be useless. So what this is useful for is precisely placing yourself where you want your dash to go. Say I'm this close and I want to get a melee off and I'm not in range, but I want to dash towards him. I don't want to go past him and be out of position, but what you can do is cancel your dash at the same time and you can make that quick jump. So is this useful for using it against heroes? Possibly, but where it really shines is in lane. So say you are killing a creep and you want to secure the souls with a melee, you can dash slide like that. You can cancel out your dash like that. So this is useful to bridge that gap without overextending on accident. A lot of this section about sliding and dashing and when it's going to be good is all going to be stuff for you to figure out when you want to use it in your games. I'm not going to give you a formula of exactly when you need to be sliding and when you need to be dash jumping and stuff like that. But these are supposed to give you tools so that you can figure out how to move around the map more efficiently. And as you navigate and watch gameplay of people that are higher level than you, this is going to be something that you can look for, is how they're taking these basic mechanics and stringing them together into something that's higher level. As you start to build these techniques into your toolkit in game, you're going to start to find the scenarios where you should chase using dashes, and you're going to find out that you can slide backwards down the stairs to try to kill something behind you. And you're going to find these different scenarios that these are useful in, but you need to start practicing it and weaving it into your gameplay before you're going to find those situations and practice them yourself. So the next thing I see people not abusing is when they're crossing lanes and they're traversing across the streets of the lanes, and say they're trying to get from point A to point B, instead of dashing twice and doing something basic like that, you can honestly just grab the zip, immediately hop off it, and that's the most efficient way to traverse across a lane. You want to hop on the zip, hop off the zip, slide out, and then continue on. If you want to add an extra stamina bar in there, you could do that as well and traverse even further. And that leads into my next piece of movement tech, is that when dismounting the zip lines, there's a specific way that you can do it to gain more momentum. A lot of people, what they do is they'll jump off of it by pressing space, and that's wrong. That's not the way to do it right now. At the moment, if you get on the zipline and you dismount with crouch, you have no air friction for 2 seconds after dismounting, which allows you to go further. So what you can do with that is you can crouch dismount, you can dash, and then slide out, and that's going to allow you to gain a lot more distance with just the simple 2 stamina bars that you're using right here. Some heroes that lock up your mobility when you're casting an ability or something like that, they can also specifically abuse this movement tech as well. So a hero like Lash that has locked mobility when he casts his ult in the air, as he casts ult, he's going to retain his air momentum if he drops off with crouch, like that. And note also that this tech can be done with other heroes as well that have movement abilities that are locking you in place. It's not just Lash that takes advantage of this. It's other heroes as well that have that locking in mobility type of property to them. If they can conserve momentum in some way that is beneficial to them, you should absolutely try using this on your favorite hero that you think it might be applicable to. The next piece of tech I want to show off is wall jumps, and I want to show how you can make wall jumps more useful in scenarios like this. So say you're being chased into the secret shop, right? You're coming this way and you want to get up top, you want to escape. So what do? You come in, you grab the rope, you jump up, and you're not really creating space between you and your opponent. This is the same skill level, you're still grabbing the same rope. There's no tech to it, right? But what I want to show you is a way that you can wall jump up onto here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get through this roof using no bars of stamina. To do that, I wall jump up and I heavy melee to continue that momentum upward. So here we go again. Simple as that. And the trick to this is heavy meleeing immediately after you wall jump, not when you get to the top, because then you're going to fail it. Doing something like this can save your life if you're out of stamina like this. And now you've made a huge gap between you and your opponent and you're home free. You can make use of this in lanes as well. If you're out of stamina for some reason and you want to get up onto the top, that's all you got to do. You just got to wall jump and chain the heavy melee into it. We're going to go through some advanced movement chains from a player called Yams. His Twitch is going to be down in the description. Here we see a wall jump chained off of the end of a zipline. This allows him to get some extra momentum. It's kind of flashy, and that's why he chose to do it. Here we see the retention of momentum after using one of the bounce pads. He's able to get all the way to the mid building off of this one bounce pad. He's able to retain the momentum by bunny hopping as he hits the ground twice here, and then also using a well-timed double jump to avoid the ledge and continue on after the fact. Here we see a very high-tech piece of movement. Let's break that down. He initially grapples the line, immediately hops off of it, does a dash towards the wall, a double jump, wall jumps, and then uses the melee to get back over towards where he started. And this allows him to get into the building. This is high-tech and takes a lot of practice. Here's another instance of dropping off the zip line and then using a wall jump to continue momentum. It's a little flashy. I don't know if it's 100% necessary, but it's probably also just kind of practice to continue on and use this tech more efficiently. And then next, this is a way to wall jump off of a wall and continue your momentum to get to the next lane. Here he does it. He's going to crouch drop off the line. He's going to use his dash jump into the wall jump off the side. And so this is really advanced. Let's break down some basic movement that you can take action on today. So to chain together some of these movement tech, I want to show you what a basic zipline dismount looks like. Or you would eventually walk up into lane. Maybe you'd use a dash or something like that. I actually can't dash without sliding after the fact. It's so difficult for me and my brain to adjust to that. If we put together our advanced movement tech, it can look something like this. You can cover a huge distance between the zipline and where you land if you chain together some of this movement tech. And to show off that lane traversal, this is kind of what it will look like. So thanks everybody for watching. In the background right now, I'm going to have some B-roll of me traversing the map and kind of some ways that these movement techs that we've just learned about can be used on the actual map itself. But I hope you learned something today, and let me know down in the comments what you learned, or if there's some piece of movement tech that you feel like I didn't cover that you think is important to this whole repertoire of advanced movement. I'm curious to hear what you think I missed, and I want to learn it too, so let me know. If you made it to this point, you likely enjoyed the video, so drop a sub. A large portion of my viewers right now are returning viewers, but not subscribed, so it would be awesome to see y'all come back for another video. All right, everybody, thanks for watching.